I couldn't please Krishna enough to make him appear. I couldn't give Krishna enough pleasure that he wanted to appear to me. See? I couldn't interest Krishna enough in the service that I'm offering that he would show up personally to accept it. I failed to please Krishna. Now that's a reason to cry. If you fail to please Krishna. But you see, that's a whole different mentality. That's a much more mature, much more advanced mentality. Because it's based on the purpose of our existence is to please Krishna. Not that Krishna should please us. Oh, come Krishna, I want to see you. Oh, how nice, you know. This is like you see on the TV. Sometimes in India they have the pictures, you know, they have programs about devotional subjects. And you see this kind of mentality on the television show. You know, that I'll sit down and chant this mantra, Om da 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 da, and then the God appears. Huh? I mean, this is very low level because it's all based on what we want. Huh? I want to make Krishna appear. Just see how powerful I am. I can make God appear. But the fact is, if you approach Krishna in that manner, he won't appear. You can cry, cry me a river, right? Cry your eyes out, right? Krishna won't appear. So all you've done is wasted your time. But what Krishna likes is when we offer him service, when we want to please him. See? And what pleases Krishna is when we love him. So if we really love Krishna, and we want Krishna to appear, then he will. All we have to do is chant his holy name one time without offenses. And he'll be there, pretty quick. But to do this, we have to go through lots of purification. The problem is, the offenses to the holy name are deeply ingrained in our mentality. If you look at these offenses, most of them are conceptual in nature. Huh? What's the first offense? Blaspheme the devotees. See? So you have to overcome this offense, you have to know who the devotees are, who's a neophyte, who's medium, and who's advanced. See? And then you have to know how to respect all the devotees properly so that you don't offend them. See? And the second offense? Blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance of the Vedic version. You see? So we have to know those scriptures. If we don't know them, how are we going to even know if we blaspheme them? Or if we haven't read them, that in itself is a form of blasphemy because we're neglecting the scriptures. The scriptures are there for us to read. We shouldn't neglect them. We should study them. And the third offense, disobeying the order of the spiritual master. You see? These are conceptual. The spiritual master gives an order. He'll say, you should organize your mission this way, you should do like this, you should worship like that, you should practice chanting like this, you should preach like that, you should do this way, you should make farm communities, you should do this, you should do that. If you don't do that, that's an offense. The spiritual master gives an instruction. He wants all his disciples to somehow cooperate together and perform these services to Krishna. The service is not for the glory or the sake of the spiritual master. The service is for the glory of Krishna. You see, it's not good for the guru, it's good for the disciple to do this. So if the disciples don't follow, like my godbrothers, they didn't follow Śrīla Prabhupāda's advice. They didn't follow his management procedures. They didn't follow his community structure. They didn't, he made a whole charter for the GBC. They didn't follow any of it. Not one thing in there did they follow. They rejected Śrīla Prabhupāda's instruction. And soon after that, they actually rejected Śrīla Prabhupada. They voted him off the board of directors of ISKCON North America. This was back in 1969. Can you imagine that? The disciples voted their own guru off the board of directors of their corporation. This is something you hear about. It happens in business. But for it to happen in devotional service, I mean, this is nuts. This is crazy. So, Śrīla Prabhupāda's own devotees basically, fired him. They fired their own guru. And they went on and organized things in their own way, and of course it's been a complete disaster. But maybe that's what they wanted, I don't know. But that's sure what they got. Because anytime you offend the spiritual master, anytime you don't follow the instructions of the spiritual master, you're asking for trouble. So what are our instructions? Read Śrīla Prabhupāda's books. Take the courses that we offer in the university. Become qualified. Become advanced. Take initiation. Form nice communities. Start preaching. Especially to the people who show up on the site. You start preaching to them. Organize them into groups, regional groups. Start making more of these festivals. Like we're having at Janmashtami, that's just the first. Gradually organize these different people into regional communities. Now, how to do this? Well, you're going to have to come to India and get trained. That's what it means eventually. For somebody to finish, especially after taking second initiation. I mean, really, about the only way you're going to learn how to go further is to come to India and study directly. We're going to be organizing a little retreat in India, back up in the hills. And everybody who's serious, who's a student, they should come there and visit us. Or if things get really crazy in the West, you should just, move there. That's how you will become advanced. Just like Peter posted today on the site. He didn't think that America was really so bad. I mean, he knew it was bad, but he didn't think it was like so really that awfully bad. Until he stayed here for a few weeks, and then he went back, and it hit him like a ton of bricks. How awfully bad it really is. And let me tell you, it really is that bad. He's not exaggerating. He's seeing clearly because he's been here. And then when you go from a pure environment into an impure environment, then all of the things come out very clearly. It's just like if you go the other way. If you go from impure to pure, then you all of a sudden see, oh, there's a whole new way to be. And it may take a while. It took Peter like a month just to sort of calm down and get with the energy, get with the program here. But the point is, when you go back and then you see what a mess this is, what a horrible, how impure. Yeah, it's a freak out. It's a real freak out. I remember coming back from India, and I had been living in Vrindavan for 2.5 years. Vrindavan and Mayapur. That's all I did. I got off the plane in Delhi, went immediately to Vrindavan, Lived there for like a year and a half or so, 2 years. Then I took the train all the way over to Calcutta and went immediately to Mayapur, and I stayed there for another year. And then I came back to the West, to New York. It was just unbelievable. I was in shock. I mean, really, I was like, it was so bad. You know, every time I smelled meat cooking, I would get sick. I'd want to throw up. I actually did throw up one time in my uncle's house. They invited me for Thanksgiving, I think it was. You know, poor David, he's starving. He got back from India. He doesn't have any money. He's living in Greenwich Village. Oi, he's starving. Invite him for Thanksgiving. Oh, okay, well, I guess I'll come up